Okay guys, so we are here for my first time running the Odyssey Alpha in Elite Dangerous. I've got a bit of a throat infection at the minute, so I'm a bit croaky. I apologise for that. So yeah, this is the at long last alpha of Space Legs. Let's see what is in store for us. So yesterday we saw the release of the alpha test build of the Elite Dangerous Odyssey expansion. And while I initially rather optimistically intended to put out a first impressions video right at the time, there were a lot of delays, problems, setting up keybinds and learning new mechanics, and so in light of that, holding off a day to get to grips with things really was the best option. In the initial phase of the alpha rollout, we do not have a snapshot of our usual commanders. Instead, we are creating a new commander from scratch. Why not? But colour's a little bit nicer than my actual colour. Probably closer to this here, I guess, with like, because that looks slightly grey, right? And furthermore, are unable to own ships at all, instead relying on the Apex transport service, informally referred to as taxis in this video. My initial impressions upon getting the game working were recorded at the time. After a bit of a network fiasco, actually connecting to the servers, it's taken many hours to source the cause of the problem, which is the network adapters in the alpha. The network settings in the alpha do not copy over from the main game. So I had to fiddle with some things in order to even connect to the servers. But here we are now in Odyssey. So it's a bit of a hassle to get here, but this is a planetary installation. Let's go take a look around. People and this lounge into Astra. No, I have in the interim, by the way, I have not watched any content or taken any information about Odyssey whatsoever. So this is all very, very fresh to me. I will say it is running surprisingly smoothly on my quite dated system now. It's very quiet though. I think I'm going to have to change the sound settings. Nothing. Okay.
It'd be best for everyone concerned if you weren't caught. Especially for you.
No, I don't think so, Nietzsche. I want to take a look around first. Don't want to get too deep into something that we can't handle.
You want to help the good guys get even and...
Interested in a job? I'm just looking for the right person to do the wrong thing. Like an idiot, I ran out of fuel once. You can do this while you stress beacon. Lisa, yes. Thankfully the fuel rats helped me out.
Trouble here.
Can I help you, Commander? So how may I be of service today?
Um,
Only thing you won't find is a discount.
what do we actually have available? Dear God. This is already filling me with dread about grinding for things. Goodbye.
Please say you can help with this. I just don't know where else to turn.
Oh, thank
Are
you.
you sure I can't persuade you to do it?
Probably, but I don't think we got any money right now. Let me browse your stock. So, let's see what we've got here. What is this about? Can I buy? Okay. Looks much better than the default. I mean, the default suits in the game have always looked diabolically bad, but yeah, we'll have to save up all of our money and see what we can do. Weapons. Nice looking, really nice. Like good job with the models. They look great. As I said, I did initially intend to make quite an informal video, similar to the release of Fleet Carriers. And there were at least a few disappointing revelations upon checking out the starting port. The system up doesn't seem to be working correctly. Just seems to freeze up, so I guess. It's actually frozen in place, I think. Or at least you can't. Might have to restart because I can't actually do anything from here right now. Okay, so we learned a valuable lesson there. Do not open the system map. So let's go and see if we can figure out a way to get outside. Looking for an airlock. Some kind. Maybe these. Oh, so can we? Are these just for going to ships, or are they? Wait, ship's docked. No ship's docked. Wait, what's that? No. Okay. So those are just ships. Is there a way out of here? Let's use one of these terminal things. Let's see what's going on here. Okay. Mouse cursor does not work apparently with this, which is disappointing. Why is there no mouse? I mean, seriously, why is it? That's so. It's just bizarre, isn't it? I mean, Doom 3 back in 2004 had mouse cursors on monitors in game. It turns out that on planetary ports that feature hangars, there is no way to go from the interior of the port to the surface directly. So in order to leave, I decided to take a mission from one of the many NPCs dotted around. Let's accept a mission. We'll accept a mission from you.
Earn some credits. It's good to look out for other people once in a while.
Oh, okay, yeah. Scavenging. That sounds good. Okay. Details, please. Travel to the station. Salvage the suit schematic. Okay. With no ships available, I would need to make use of the Apex Transport Service. We're going to talk a lot about the Apex Transport Service in this video. For now, we're just going to look at the booking part, but we'll get into it. I feel like I'm going to run in circles a little here, but I mean, it's all new, right? Apex, let's see what these people have to say.
Welcome to Apex Interstellar, the first step to ever.
I want to book a local shuttle, please. Will the system app open this time?
Interstellar Transport accepts no responsibility for any grievances sustained while on board an Apex vessel, including but not limited to gravity sickness, atrophy, temporary paralysis, loss of hearing, bone decalcification, temporary blindness, permanent paralysis, loss of bladder control, altitude sickness, muscle nausea, space fatigue, loss of sight, and hiccups.
Okay, we're gonna do a quick forum search to find out if this is like what this is. Like what is going on here with the system app, because this is the second time. Can't bring up like the main menu. The menu's there, like in the background, but you can't see it, so. Oh, here we go. Okay, fucking hell. Jesus Christ, that took forever. My god. Okay, where's our mission planet 2? Fuck knows what any of these icons mean. Active missions. Show me this place, please. Okay. Select drop-off point. There, that one. That one, please. Book shuttle, yeah.
Perfect. I've confirmed your flight.
Great.
Thank you for choosing Apex Interstellar.
Like I had a choice. Okay, let's go and find ourselves a shuttle. One of these, I'm sure, is... No. Okay, yeah, but where? Where? Is it back there with these fucking people? Oh, okay. Maybe down here. Okay, yeah. Got you. Yeah, interact, please. Go to hangar. Okay. Look at that. We got ourselves an adder that we're going to be riding. By the way. Oh, okay, yeah, here we go. Okay. Oh. Board, please. So let's see how this works now then, with the shuttle system. How does this actually play out? Multi-crew, okay.
Back, relax, and enjoy the journey.
Oh god, this is gonna be like the whole. Is this gonna be the whole journey? Planet looks nice, actually. Yeah, the planet looks really cool. Shame we couldn't get onto the surface. Well, I couldn't figure that out yet, but.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Oh, you are shitting me. Look how far away it is. Jesus Christ, okay, we're in for a bit of a trek here. Yes, you are seeing this correctly. The taxi service is a real-time journey by the AI to your destination. And the system chosen for the test is enormous. Now, this in and of itself wouldn't necessarily be a problem if dying, especially as you sit in experience, wasn't so common. Meaning you get sent back to another port from which the only way out is another taxi ride. This does really quickly become tedious. So we're going to skip the journey for both of our sanity, and we'll look at the initial experience on the ground. That was a long trip, and we are now getting closer to this location. So that's good. We're going to have to take this same journey back, aren't we? We're going to have to make this whole goddamn 150,000 light second trip on the way back. What a weird system to have this start in, honestly. Like, I mean, fine, you know, starting in one system, great, but this system is so big. I think we do have at the very least we have a flashlight. So that's something. No weapons in it. Okay. So when you take passenger missions in the base game, this is what it's basically like from the other perspective. And now I kind of have a little bit more sympathy for the NPCs that are like, this is taking too long. Okay.
Warning. Low temperature detected. Low gravity detected.
Okay. Right here. I have no idea how to get what. Oh, we got a gun. Okay. So, which direction are we going now? I don't dare open the system map because it just takes too long. It's a cool effect though, with all like the, you know, the environmental effect of cold, and I imagine this is causing me some sort of problems. It's causing me problems. Locker 3 in the security of the command center. Okay, so we're looking for some sort of structure with a locker in it, and we've been unopposed so far. Will we remain unopposed? That's the question. Now we run into yet another key problem with the implementation here, which is there are a lot of new mechanics in the game now, but there is no explanation for anything. There's no tutorial, there's no manual, you've just got to figure it out as you go. Now, fortunately, there are a lot of people who are figuring these things out and they're very helpful. Massive thank you to Commander Sirif at AXI for giving me a hand here. But yeah, the initial run-throughs of missions were a lot of dying for stupid reasons, like the inability to charge your suit, for example, which resulted in more than a few deaths. Not to mention being completely unaware of where you're meant to be going or what is involved with the missions you're trying to complete. Okay, so this looks more promising. Transfer mode. Okay, I don't know what this is, but profile scanner. Okay, what do we have at our disposal here? Some sort of scanner. It's hard to tell because it's so dark. Could not figure out how to get into this place and find what we need, and we are about to run out of power. So I think on the next, we'll be a little bit more selective with the mission next time. Make sure we get something that we can have some chance of completing. Still, we can try out a few things, I guess. We can try firing the gun a bit. Oh, actually, are these explosive? They are not. Be good if there were some explosive barrels around, ironically. Just because that would speed this up a little bit. Explosive? No. Okay. Next mission, we'll be more selective. I don't know how to like self-destruct. It'd be good if there was a way to do that. Ten, 9, 8, 7. Okay, so first mission run to after a very long flight. We didn't do great. We got this room for improvement. Okay. Continue, please. Nope, just somewhere, anywhere, I don't care where. Redeploy. Confirm, yeah. Okay, that was an interesting screen. I didn't really get a look at it because, you know, I'm sure over time we'll become more than intimately familiar with all of these menus and screens and... Okay, so we are back in a look. Oh, we're on a. Okay, so this time we're in a couriers. We're in a starport here. Look at that. That's pretty cool. It does look like, so it looks more impressive when you're playing it than it did, obviously, in the promotional material. Okay. So for the second mission run, I decided to try something a little safer and just go with a bog standard delivery mission. These involve collecting documents or other items from a planet where you have permission to be and then bringing them back. We'll see that there are some mechanical hurdles to overcome with this as well, but it should be safer than anything where you need to break into a place or fight anyone.
Please, is there any... I'm putting my trust in your hands here.
Okay, yeah. Pick up a package, bring it back. Show me details. Does it say,
I know it's just a transport job, but it could not be more important.
Okay. How much does it pay? Doesn't pay loads, but does it pay a bit. Okay. Let's see if I can get more of it.
Okay. What were you thinking? Okay. But if you let me down, I won't forget it.
Okay. I will do this for you. I will do this. Hello.
Welcome to Apex Interstellar. Where can we take you today?
I want to book a local shuttle, please. Mission. Let's find out where our mission is. How far away is this? Okay, select drop-off point. So we're looking for the one here that's right next to the mission. Planets do look a lot better than they did. Book show.
Your shuttle is ready for you.
Okay. Goodbye.
Thank you for flying Apex Interstellar.
Okay, so they have, where's their little loading area? Here? Yeah, here we go. You may have noticed that on the mission select screen there is no indication as to how far away the mission is from your current location. This obviously adds a lot of gamble to even picking up missions because those 150,000 light second journeys take a long time, meaning you're going to be bored a lot. Are we in for a long journey? What I'm hoping for, oh, it's not too far actually, this one, that's good. What I'm hoping for is that it's in the daylight as well. That'd be nice. Dark was a bit, well, dark, you know. Okay. Now, again, landing on this planet, the effects are really nice, the environmental effects look great, the assets all look really good, the settlements are really much nicer than I expect them to be. They're all like planned out in a way that we'll get to later on because initially this was very unclear. Again, no documentation, no tutorial. So the return delivery missions, you're searching for containers around the base. There are many of them. You're looking for a specifically numbered container or locker for which you have the code. You retrieve an item from it and then you bring it back to the mission giver. Initially, there was no clear way to actually find what you were looking for, and it wasn't displayed on any kind of mini map. You get a little radar thing, but not a proper map of the base of the installation. So there was quite a bit of just running around aimlessly to begin with. We're looking for container 9. So these are what the boxes look like. We're looking for container 9. That's container 0. Okay. So I'm just going to follow the outer wall, I think, first, because I want to see how else we're going to navigate.
Wait, Commander.
Scan detected.
Alright, you're good to go.
They do that a lot. Listen to it coming to a night location, so it's always really dark, hard to navigate, really. Determine where you've been previously. I'm sure we'll find the box we're looking for eventually. Now, I do think that it is actually quite a shame there isn't a tutorial for how outposts work, in particular, because the mechanic that you're actually meant to use to find things like the containers is actually really cool. It's actually really well implemented. It's just poorly explained. So you go to the terminals that you find in an outpost, and from there you can access a kind of directory of the different locations within the outpost, including their inventory, so including like if they've got certain lockers or containers held within them. And then you can use those entries to create a blip on your radar to lead you to it. And I can imagine this being used for a lot of fun mechanics in future, especially considering that staff members of the outpost are also listed, including their clearance level, and I can imagine that coming into play for infiltration, things like that. So it's a fun mechanic, it's just poorly explained.
Mission status updated.
Calling an Apex transport taxi from the surface is also a bit of a pain, just because there's no indication as to where it's going to land. So there were more than one occasion where I had to call one, climb to like a rooftop, see where it landed, because you've only got a limited window to get on board. See where it landed, wait for it to leave, and then call another one so I knew where I was going. We could really do with some sort of indicator on the radar maybe as to where the transport is. There are also surprisingly few atmospheric planets in the test system, which is bizarre to me. So a lot of the initial landings I made were on airless planets at night, which wasn't the most exciting, first experience visually. Eventually I did manage to land on some atmospheric worlds in day. The atmospheres are indeed tenuous, as was advertised, but they do look really good. Like, they look really, really nice. It makes a massive difference to the, for lack of a better word, atmosphere of the scene. I just wish that there was more of them in the test system.
Warning. Low temperature detected. Low gravity detected. Orbital flight engaged.
You don't have to visit NPCs to get missions. You can get them from the terminals in the outposts and stations. The biggest hurdle and my biggest gripe with the alpha at present is the taxi rides, is the Apex taxi service, because you spend a significant amount of time doing nothing. It's really, really demoralizing when, especially if you, because dying is really easy, you may to make a long trip somewhere and get killed quite quickly. When you redeploy after dying, you may end up in a station that has no missions available, which means that before you even have the taxi ride that for the mission, you've got to have a taxi ride to get to the missions. And the thought sometimes of thinking, I've got another one of those goddamn taxi rides to get through. Yeah, that was not a lot of fun. I really think the system they've chosen is much too big. It causes a lot of problems. It just eats a lot of time. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but yeah, not a good decision there. But eventually, I was able to complete enough of these delivery missions to save up enough credits to buy some items. One of the snazzy new spacesuits that they have available, which I've yet to really kind of test the mechanics of, like the laser cutter thing, and a big machine gun. One very strange decision I found as well, which is you can create loadouts at the station in one of the terminals, but you can't equip anything in the station. You need to be on board a ship to equip loadouts, which it's just baffling. I can't understand the reasoning behind this, but this is how they decided to do it. So that required another taxi trip down to a planet's surface, so I could test some things out and just look and see how things look. This is really the limit of where I am with the alpha at the minute. So like I said, this is just my initial impressions. I would say on the whole positive. There's lots of fun to be had. I've yet to really get into combat, so that will be coming up later in the week. Big gripes are the taxi service is honestly, it's just demoralizing. It's not fun to use. Respawning very, very far away from where you were killed, again, not a lot of fun. And also, again, this is just my initial reaction, I think it's going to be difficult to integrate the control scheme for the on-foot segment of the game with the flight segment of the game if you are using HOTAS and mouse and keyboard. I might experiment with an Xbox controller later in the week, see if that helps. But at the minute, it is tricky. In my mind, I can imagine being tricky to implement the two together. Anyway, those are my initial thoughts on the Odyssey Alpha, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please do comment if you would like to add anything to this discussion, or if you think I've missed something, or if there's something you would like to see demonstrated in one of the upcoming videos. Thanks, guys. I will see you soon.